Hello, welcome to Live the Game, and this is the live edition যেখানে আপনারা আমাদেরকে লাইভ দেখতে পাচ্ছেন 𝗃𝗵𝗀𝗃 ডিজিটাল প্ল্যাটফর্মে এবং আমাদের সাথে কিন্তু আজকে দুজন খুবই স্পেশাল গেস্ট আছেন। আমাদের সাথে আছেন মিস্টার জাকারিয়া মাহমুদ মিন্টু, সাবেক ফুটবলার এবং কোচ, যিনি খুব সুন্দর অ্যানালিসিস আমাদেরকে সবসময় প্রোভাইড করে থাকেন অ্যাবাউট এভরি গেম। অ্যান্ড in the center of attention we have Mr. Thomas Dooley, the head coach of Bangladesh national football team, who also played the World Cup not once but twice and captained the US national team in the World Cup of 1998. Welcome to both of our guests. So we are now live where a lot of football fans in Bangladesh can actually ask questions and interact with us. So we can see that already hundreds of them have joined with us in the comment section. So আপনারা সবাই তাড়াতাড়ি কমেন্ট সেকশনে আমাদেরকে জানিয়ে দেন কে কোথা থেকে দেখছেন, আমাদের নেক্সট যে ম্যাচ ইউএসএ ভার্সেস অস্ট্রেলিয়া, কোন টিমকে সাপোর্ট করছেন, আপনার প্রেডিকশন, এবং আমাদের ন্যাশনাল টিমের হেড কোচ যেহেতু আমাদের সাথে আজকে আছেন, একজন ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ প্লেয়ার ক্যাপ্টেন যিনি আমাদের সাথে আছেন, তাকে যদি আপনি কোনো প্রশ্ন করতে চান আপনার প্রশ্নটা তাকে পৌঁছে দেওয়াই কিন্তু হবে আমার দায়িত্ব। সো আজকের শোটা কিন্তু আমরা একটু বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি দুটো মিশেই করতে হচ্ছে। সো তাড়াতাড়ি আমাদেরকে আসলে কোয়েশ্চেন্স পাঠিয়ে দেন। অলরেডি আমি কমেন্টেশন অনেকে দেখতে পাচ্ছি, সবাই বলছে so a lot of people are saying, for example, Mr. Rinko, he's saying US is going to win 100%, like there's no doubt. A lot of people are saying that there is no competition. They're watching from different parts of Bangladesh, Sylhet, Borishal, Gazipur, even Qatar. So we have almost 1.5 thousand people watching us on digital platforms. So first of all, দুজনের কাছেই জানতে চাবো, প্রথমত মিন্টু ভাইকে জানতে চাবো যে আজকের যে ম্যাচ ইউএসএ অস্ট্রেলিয়া, কাকে এগিয়ে রাখছেন এবং কেন?
ডেফিনেটলি আই উইল গো উইথ ইউএসএ বিকজ হোম টিমের যে অ্যাডভান্টেজটা সেটা পুরোপুরি নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবে। এবং এখানে আরেকটা জিনিস হচ্ছে যে ডেফিনেটলি তারা যেহেতু ফার্স্ট ম্যাচটা একটা ভালো জয় পেয়েছে, অস্ট্রেলিয়াও পেয়েছে, কিন্তু নিজের হোম গ্রাউন্ডে খেলা এবং এখানকার যে এই ক্রাউডগুলো অনেক সময় একটা ডিফিকাল্টিস তৈরি করে মানে অ্যাওয়ে টিমের জন্য। সো দে উইল ট্রাই টু ক্যাপিটালাইজ অল দোজ থিংস।
Mr. Thomas, we definitely discussed about this in the TV episode, but this is for digital, and a lot of our audiences here was not really watching, let's say, the TV version. So it's sort of like let's say a different conversation, and not keeping the previous one in mind. So obviously we heard from you that you are impressed with the US team this World Cup, and you watched the last game. So if you could reflect on the last match and how you saw the US national team turning out in this World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised because I didn't know exactly how they will start the game. You know, sometimes we see it in so many teams, they're starting very slow and don't perform great in the beginning. And and I was surprised that with the power that they played as a team. What is very important to be successful, they kept possession very well. The accuracy in passing and the speed of the passes was great. And then what also was they were putting pressure on the opponent and they didn't let them play out. And you could see then even in the second half when 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗃 was out, he couldn't play anymore. They fight it even more. And they tackled the players, they tackled the penetration balls, winning those balls, and right after finding the offense again. So I was really impressed, and that comes with a home field advantage from the 80,000, 90,000 people that you have in this beautiful stadium and making so much noise. It is fantastic, and it helps you so much.
Right, and I have an interesting question in the comment section from Mr. Fahad. He asked, can our head coach actually arrange a match ever between Bangladesh and USA?
That's possible. Why not? I mean, for sure, it's something that we could have a friendly game with them because they're not playing only against the big teams. They're sometimes, playing also games for other ones. And we have a lot of people living in the United States. We just with Hamza, we were talking last time in the last trip. We were talking about maybe we could have a game in New York sometime against the team. So why not? Maybe in New York against the US. How nice would that be?
That would be an amazing
sold out
occasion.
crowd, and maybe we have a home game.
Absolutely, because we have a lot of Bangladeshis living in New York and USA. So I think we're going to take at least half of the stadium, if not the entirety of it. So that would be an amazing occasion. মিন্টু ভাই কাছে জানতে চাবো, এই ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপে আপনার প্রেডিকশনে কোন চারটা টিম সেমিফাইনালে থাকছে?
ফ্রান্স,
France,
Argentina,
Argentina,
Spain,
Spain,
England.
England. আর শেষ আর তো স্পট নাই France, Argentina, Spain and England.
But it is too early to say right now. But
100%.
maybe Germany. Let's see what is going on because very young team.
Right. Thomas, I'll ask you this question again. Even in this comment section, there are a lot of fans of Brazil and Argentina. Who are you keeping as the favorites between these two? And now you just changed it. He gave us a different answer.
I'm not giving a different answer. I stay with my answer. So it's Argentina, because I have a kind of a love for Argentina. I had that always, and so I think I was so happy with the last time when they beat France, and there was a very interesting, a very nice final, and I hope we get the same final again. That would be nice. But like you mentioned, or we said before, also England is also very strong this year.
Right. And the way they opened their World Cup campaign against Croatia, that was amazing. One of the best matches that we've watched in this World Cup. So again, a lot of questions in the comment section about Bangladesh national team and your plans with the team. So obviously, it's not realistic if we just ask about when we are going to play in the World Cup. But if you could give us a summary of your plan. Like, what are the steps that you see and by what timeline, and how do you think the team should progress?
Yeah, I think the short-term, you have to have short-term goals and long-term goals. The short-term goal is that we need to get points to get up in the rankings, to get in a different drawing bowl for Asian Cup and the World Cup qualification. So that's very important to get up in the rankings, because they are like 3, 4, 5 times the numbers than you have in a friendly game. So we have in September, October, 4 games or maybe 3 games trying to build. You have a Nation Cup in September, October. So we have home games. That would be fantastic, that we want to do that in front of our fans. And then the big goal is, the SAFF Cup. So that's something that openly we can talk about that. That's the thing that I want to win. So we haven't won anything for 23 years, and it's about time to do that now. And I think, we need to form a team in the next couple of weeks and next couple of months, getting a little bit better in passing, receiving, and understanding of the game. That is about running, but running in the right moment, in the right space. So that's kind of training that we need to do. Pressing, want to do pressing, high pressing, so we need to learn that. So that's a progress at the moment, and if we going into the SAF, that is the short-term goal. Then obviously the next will be the Asian Cup qualification and the World Cup qualification. We need to find anything, and for me everything is about performance. So if we can find some great players somewhere in the world who can help us to get more quality into the game, then that would be fantastic. On the other side, we are also looking all over the country, finding players that I haven't seen yet, to invite them, see what we can do with them, and planning. So it's not, what I want to implement also is that the players, and some of the players calling me already and asking me, how can I get better, how can I do things, and I love that. So that we have constant communication and contacts with the players, not just when we have the camp, when we have the FIFA dates. No, until then too, we have 2-3 months before we get back together. I will send them some information about the PowerPoint presentations that we had before, that they always remember, because it is a mental game. It is something that you have to you have to train your brain. The brain is like a muscle, and you can train that. So we have to get to know a little bit more about football, why we need to do this, why we need to do that, how do I need to handle situations, and understand that, it's easy to play football when I play simple. You have to just, where's the ball, where are my opponent, and where are my teammates. If I know this and I can realize quickly what needs to be done, the game will be 10, 20 times better.
exciting plans and very insightful words from our head coach. I'll now go back to Mr. Mintu. So Mintu ভাই আজকের এই ম্যাচে যদি আমরা দুজন স্কোরারের কথা বলি দুটো টিম থেকে, একদিকে there is বালোগান, অন্যদিকে there is স্টোরে, এই দুজন স্কোরার এবং দুটো টিমের পার্টিকুলারলি লাইক অ্যাটাকিং অ্যাপ্রোচ নিয়ে আপনার কাছ থেকে জানতে চাই।
ডেফিনেটলি অ্যাটাকিং অ্যাপ্রোচ আপনার ওই সেম যে লাস্ট ম্যাচে ইউএসএ যেভাবে করেছিল অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্যারাগুয়ের সঙ্গে, দে উইল ট্রাই টু ডু দিস থিংস অ্যাগেইন। এবং আরেকটা জিনিস হচ্ছে যে আজকে যেহেতু অস্ট্রেলিয়ার মানে আমরা যেটা দেখেছিলাম যে অস্ট্রেলিয়া যে ডিরেকশনে অ্যাকচুয়ালি কাউন্টার অ্যাটাকটা লঞ্চ করে, ইরান কুন্দা এবং হচ্ছে ম্যাটকাফে, এই দুজন কিন্তু আজকে স্টার্টিং 11-এ নাই। সো ডেফিনেটলি সামথিং উইল বি ডিফারেন্ট। তাদের ইন্টেনশনে কিছু পরিবর্তন অফকোর্স থাকবে, কারণ কাউন্টার অ্যাটাকের জন্য একটা ডিরেকশন আপনার অবশ্যই থাকতে হবে, কোন ডিরেকশন আপনি কাউন্টার অ্যাটাকটা লঞ্চ করতে যাচ্ছেন। সো ইট উইল বি সামথিং ডিফারেন্ট। বাট ইউএসের যেটা হচ্ছে যে ম্যাকেইনি, হি ইজ এ ফ্যান্টাস্টিক প্লেয়ার, হি লিঙ্ক আপ, he always try to link up with the Adams and Tillmans. So McKinney, he has to take the lots of responsibility today because of the absence of Pulisic but tar jagay je ase he is also capable. So everything is depends on the intention and your attitude towards the game. It depends on the coaches how they will do these things. So let's see what is going on.
A lot of people in the comment section wants me to make you a part of the Messi versus Ronaldo debate. What do you think is going on, and who's having a better World Cup?
Messi, obviously, he showed already that he is focused on getting another World Cup, and then he can retire. So that's his main focus, I guess. And he is still an outstanding player. And Ronaldo is kind of a little bit, he doesn't fit in the team anymore. So you could see that he is there, but you don't see him. Either they don't want him to be there, maybe he's not in that position anymore like he was before, whatever reason that is. But it looks like he is just a player from Portugal who doesn't shine anymore. And Messi is the person in that team that everybody loves in the team. And I think not everybody loves Ronaldo in Portugal anymore.
That's quite a unique POV that we got from our head coach. Now, I'd like to ask both of you, in this particular matchup that we have coming up tonight, USA versus Australia, who are you keeping ahead and why? We'll start with Mr. Thomas. Who do you think is going to win and why?
I think that we're going to win, obviously. Why? I think that we are... have the fans behind us and they push us. We are not getting tired, even if they're parking the bus. We continue go like a little dog. You kick him off, and he's coming back at you. And I think the players that we have now, they are kind of players like that. And one of those good finishers that we have in the team, we have 3, 4. They will maybe put that ball over into the net. But that's what I think that will, in the end, will be a 1-0. 2-1 or 2-0 game.
So the coach is keeping USA ahead in this contest. Mintu bhai, apnar prediction apna chabo.
No, obviously I will go with the USA because despite Pulisic's absence যদিও এখানে আছে, তারপরেও আমি যেটা বলবো যে অস্ট্রেলিয়ারও কিন্তু মেইন দুটো উইপেন্স কিন্তু আজকে স্টার্টিং 11-এ নাই। মেবি হয়তো তাদেরকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করা হবে কোনো না কোনো একটা স্টেজে ইফ দে আর ইন দ্য সাবস্টিটিউট বেঞ্চ। সো আই উইল গো উইথ USA.
We are almost at the closing stage of this particular episode of the show, and in this stage, I would want to ask you, like, because you have World Cup experience, you played in '94, you captained the team in '98. So, what does it feel like to come out in the field as a player, as a captain, particularly as a captain of U.S. national football team? And we'd also like to ask you about this particular angle that when you played in '94 and then you played in '98. I think around '96 MLS was introduced. So a lot of things were going on in US football sector. So tell us the story of that particular timeline as well. How things shaped up in that particular time period.
It's the biggest day and night. It was '94. I always say that '94 was the best team I ever played with. Not the best team like on the field, skill-wise, but the best team. We were like a family. We worked so hard together. It was amazing. It was so much fun. We played actually, a whole season, a whole year together, just national team games, 32, 34 national team games. And that's how we grow together. We live together. We're trained twice a day, every day. It was fantastic, and we wanted to have success in that home tournament, World Cup, and we did. So that was fantastic. And then 2 years later, the MLS started, and that killed everything. And the thing was, '98 was the worst team I played with. We was almost the same players, but it was the worst team that we had. And the reason was it was only egos. There was so many mistakes, and we had these issues with, you know, that they want to kill us. So that plays a role in your head, but the whole high security, and but in general, it was a team. It was a worse team, and the reason was because in the MLS, when they started the league, they want to put every city one of the players who played in the World Cup, and they want to promote the game. So they were in all the 𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏, they were on TV, they were in newspaper, the magazines, everywhere, radio, that the whole year. And I think that was a little bit too much for them. And '98 was, why is he on the TV? Why is that? It was just like me, me, me. And nobody cares anymore about how we're going to play. I'm not playing, so I'm going after the coach. The next one, I'm not playing, I'm going after that guy. I don't train anymore. I mean, it was horrible. And it was, when it was over and we went back home, and I said, I'm really angry about it, and I don't want to deal with that anymore. But then I was thinking, you know, if it helps us to learn the mistakes and we never do these mistakes again, I think then I'm glad to be a part of it. And the next 4 years later, we had the best World Cup ever. And that you could see that the new coach who came in, Bruce Arena, he got the point. He knows everything what happened over there. And he said that will never happen again. And he formed the team again. And with this team, we almost went to the final.
What was your best World Cup moment, like as a player or as a captain on the field?
Two things. One was obviously the victory against Colombia, when we won that game. Never forget the Brazilian game and the 4th of July, obviously. But the biggest moment was when we stayed in a hotel and we had to drive down the hill with police escorts. They made so much noise, everything stood still when we came down, and there was basketball fields, like 3-4 basketball fields, and like 20-30 people were playing basketball. And we came down with a bus from the national team, go to the training center, and they didn't care. So they didn't care, nobody cares. And I said, I looked out of the window and I was thinking, come on guys, this is the biggest event in the world, a sports event, and we are here, the national team from the United States. So there was like for 1 week, it goes like that. And then we won against Colombia. And the next day we had to go to training in the morning. Same thing, 20-30 people were there playing basketball. We came down with all the noise from the police, from the motorcycles and all that, sirens. We came down, they all stopped playing, walked onto the field,
so just one
and
match.
Did like this.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, I get the goosebumps when I'm still thinking about that. That was like, that's typical America. Even if they don't like that sport or they don't love the sport, they were behind you. They know what's happening in that at that time. And that was kind of a really good moment for me that, you know, we have a big chance. There's a generation problem in America, and that is, you see now how many people are fans. At that time was too many people were like, you know, basketball, the grandfather, the grandma, maybe even dad and mom, they are like basketball, football, hockey fans, and baseball fans, not soccer. But we had 15 million kids who play. There was no professional league in the beginning, but they played soccer because they want to go to college. So, and I always said, you know, if those kids have kids one day, they will stick with football. And the grandpas, they're dying out from the basketball and football. And then you're building a football base. And look at now what we have. Look at the stadiums. Look at the crowd, 80,000, 90,000 people coming in. They are in the MLS games also. It's not like just right now in the public viewing what they have. It's unbelievable what's happened in the last 20, 30 years. And that's why even more so, a little bit sad that we are not catching up with the best in the world.
How would you evaluate US as a host nation in this particular World Cup?
How do I do what?
How would you evaluate US as a host of this particular World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, you're the host, but I think FIFA had a lot to say about it. And, you know, I think, you know, it could have been a little bit better. I don't like the drinking, like the hydration breaks. It has nothing to do with football anymore. 100% has nothing to do with football. It's commercial. And I don't think it's the right thing when you have to stop and you have to wait for another 5 minutes just to get all the sponsors over there. And then, you know, it's not about football anymore. The prices are now the price. They're realistic. I don't think so. You know, the fans who are the real fans who would like to go, they want to have the regular price, a normal price, but it's all commercial. It's sad to see that, you know. If that would be normal, I think, you know, it would be fantastic, would be great. And another thing is also with those big countries, we have Canada, Mexico. And US. I mean, traveling from one place to another
place,
it's crazy.
It's difficult.
If you want to follow your team, you have to pay $5,000-6,000 per person. You want to go with the family? It's impossible.
Impossible.
So, and I think, you know, like here in Asia, I can see that you have maybe 3 teams, like this is Southeast Asia, like Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam. Okay, give them the World Cup.
Yeah.
But the US could host alone a World Cup, and it's still big. And Canada could do that, and Mexico could do that, and it's just it's too much. It's all about money, and that's sad about that sport right now.
But still, a lot of interesting stories, inspiring stories are, you know, being created in this particular World Cup. 32 to 48 teams, and then the teams which got those spots, they all created beautiful stories.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of inspiration, a lot of unity is also coming out of this World Cup. So that's on the positive side, and a lot of fans would be inspired from that. If we come back to the next particular game, USA versus Australia, মিন্টু ভাইয়ের কাছে জানতে চাবো যে as you said, Australia আসলে খুবই লো ব্লক একটা বাস পার্ক করার মতো একটা ডিফেন্স নিয়ে আসলে গত ম্যাচে নেমেছিল। এই ম্যাচে দে উইল ফেস ইউএসএ। মূল ব্যাটলটা কোথায় হবে এই ম্যাচের?
না, যদি এই ম্যাচও সেম থিংস, ইফ দে ডু দ্য সেম থিংস, park the bus, then definitely you have to use your tactics, beating the block tactics. So many tactics is there. It depends on, as Mr. Thomas said, that the decision making, when and where, what to do exactly. You know, if there is any space behind the backline and the goalkeeper, then you could play over the block. And this is not only easy to say over the block. If you want to play, then the timing of the delivery and the timing run of the players, which is very, very important. So many tactics is there, and eventually, from the USA point of view, last match একটা জিনিস USA করেছিল, when they play out from the back, their full back especially, Robinson, he push high up of the pitch, and the 3 central back, Rehm, Richards and Freeman, they come and make a 3-back line to play out from the back. It will cause problem for the opposition team, Paraguay, because they don't have that solution, because they were playing with 2 center forward. If there is 3 central back, then the solution you need, that how you will stop the play out from the back. This is the things, that something that you have to instant, you have to find the solution also.
Mr. Thomas, in terms of finding instant solutions, or you know, being fluid in terms of strategy and formation, which team is doing the best in this World Cup in your eyes?
From all of them, or from both of them?
From all of them.
From all of them. Very difficult to say. I think England, France also, the French team, all the teams who are really successful at the moment, doing an excellent job. And I think the US did a good job in that also. Yeah. But you mentioned it before, and I have to get back to that, because in the beginning you said we have so many teams now, and teams that everybody thinks, oh, they don't belong there, that makes it easy, too easy, then it will be boring and so on. But look how those underdogs, how they showing up, and that makes it so interesting. Yeah. So it's amazing.
So we have Brazil versus Haiti coming up tonight as well, and a lot of Brazilian fans are waiting for that particular match. What do you think is going to happen? Is Brazil going to change their style of play? Or
I think they're going to wake up now, and they start after the first game. They have to show something now, and I think that's in football sometimes. And there are so many examples in that way. you need to mentally, you need to prepare for that game, 100%. Doesn't matter. Any team that you think it's an underdog, you have to be 100% convinced and focus for that thing. And when you have a game like they had in the beginning, I think the second game is a wake-up call, and then we'll show up. The same as was Germany when they got like 21 minutes, 25 minutes, they got the 1-1 against Curaçao. That was kind of a wake-up call for them. Because until then, it was like even. It was back and forth and back and forth. Nobody in Germany would have thought about that. But when you're not focusing on this thing, then obviously you're very difficult to come back. But in this case was like, you know, they woke up and they said, okay, now we need to step up, and that's what they did.
So if in a sentence, if you watch the first half in the Brazil game, last game, and if in a sentence you had to describe what's wrong, what would you say?
Too many individuals.
Too many individuals not working as a team. That actually sums up the whole match quite interestingly. But we are almost at the very end of our show tonight, or for this particular episode. I would like to ask you this one question. Like, if you had to say one sentence or like one message to Bangladeshi football fans for this World Cup, for Bangladesh national team, for the way ahead of us, what would that be?
Learn from every single game, you know, and try to put that in perspective, what we do here with our team. So it's something that we can learn, that it is not always as easy as it looks, and everything has to be right to make it right. So, and that needs a lot of work, and we don't have those high-level players at the moment, and we need to create them, and we're gonna create them.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful message from the head coach himself. He is a big believer in learning from the mistakes. He is a big believer in watching our game, be it football, be it whatever we're doing in life, again and again, and then learning from the mistakes and then correcting it yourself. So obviously we also have an ex-player of our national team here, who's also a coach. We have you in this particular episode. We just want to let you know that we are really, really happy that you are working with Bangladesh football right now. And we already have a win with you. We won against San Marino in European soil. That's a history for us. But the fans are always like behind the team. The fans are behind you. And I think you have also seen the passion for football that goes around the nation, everywhere, every corner of the country. Everyone is always looking at the national team. Everyone is so passionate about football, even World Cup, even though we're not playing. So we wish you all the best on this new assignment, and we hope that Bangladesh can go a long way working with the plan that you have for us in the national team. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for World Cup. Magic is being created every moment. So, hopefully, আপনি enjoy করবেন আমাদের next match. Hopefully, আপনি enjoy করবেন প্রতিটি ম্যাচ। আপনি খেলা দেখবেন সরাসরি সম্প্রচারে টি স্পোর্টস, বিটিভি অথবা সময় টিভির পর্দায়। আপনার সাথে আবারও দেখা হবে লিভ দ্য গেমের ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ এডিশনে। আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন মিস্টার মিন্টু, আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন আমাদের ন্যাশনাল ফুটবল টিমের হেড কোচ মিস্টার থমাস ডুলি। দেখা হবে ইন নেক্সট এপিসোড।